Hey everybody. Trying to clean my glasses so I can see. I am I'm brushing today. But I've had a pretty good Wednesday. Wednesdays are my favorite day of the week. You know how some people have Fridays that's their favorite day, or Saturdays is their favorite day. Wednesdays, for some reason, have always been my favorite day of the week. I don't know why. Even when I was a little girl, I really think it has something to do with religiosity. I, oh, excuse me, I grew up as one of Jehovah's Witnesses, and as a kid, back in the day, there were like 5 meetings a week. So you had, because you had the Sunday meeting, the Tuesday meeting, the Thursday meeting, and then Fridays you prepare for Saturday field service, going out into the ministry and things like that. And so Wednesdays were my favorite day because um, I had absolutely nothing planned on that day. No going to the Kingdom Hall, no family Bible study, none of that stuff. I didn't have to do any of that on Wednesday. So I'm thinking that's why Wednesdays were such a great day for me, and why I always believed it to be, you know, my favorite day. That's really sad, isn't it? You know, um, growing up as one of Jehovah's Witnesses, being a Jehovah Witness youth, it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of strain on you. And I remember that the only other family that I knew that was kind of like me, I'm working on the lights. The only other family that I knew that was kind of like my family in our neighborhood back in Detroit were the McIntoshes. And the McIntoshes, I think they were sanctified peoples or something like that. And so, or saved, or I can't remember which one that they were. But, whenever you saw the McIntoshes, whenever we were getting ready to go to the Kingdom Hall, their little church bus came over to pick them up to take them to church. And they would go to church on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And so I would see them and they would be dressed up just like me. But let me tell you something about the McIntoshes. Those girls, they were a family of women, of girls. It was they had a dad in the house, Mr. McIntosh, but they had their mom, and it was about 6 girls that lived in that house, right? They were all older than me. But let me tell you something. The McIntoshes, those women could fight. Those sisters could fight, 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 fight. Oh my God. I remember in middle school, as I said, they were a little bit older than me. However, in middle school, I was always getting picked on, because why? Well, because, they used to call me Bucky Beaver, Bugs Bunny, stuff like that. And then, I have the nerdy look. I wore glasses. So basically, the person that you see today is the person that I was in middle school. The only difference is I had long ponytails. So what you see right here, this is basically me. There's no pretense. There's no filter. This is who I am. This is who I was as a kid. So anyhow, I would get picked on and bullied, right? And so one day this girl said, "You know what? When you get off the bus today, when you get off the yellow bus today, we're gonna be waiting on you, and I'm gonna kick your butt." And so I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna get beat up. Because as one of Jehovah's Witnesses, a Jehovah's Witness youth in the 70s, you were taught that fighting was bad. You had to be like Jesus and be like what Jesus said, turn the other cheek. You know what I mean? So to a young Jehovah's Witness kid, and you're being bullied, and somebody said they're gonna beat you up, well then, unfortunately, you're going to stand and take that whooping, right? So, but I had a really great neighborhood growing up in the city of Detroit, and the neighbors, they were, neighborhood kids, they were very protective of one another. And so whenever someone would say that they're going to kick my ass, the other neighborhood kids would be like, "Okay, bet. We'll see you there." And I would be like, "Yeah, we'll see you there." It's like I ain't say anything. I would be like, "Thank God that somebody's going to help me out because I'm about to get my ass beat," right? So we would get off the bus. One day we got off the bus, and this girl, I cannot remember what her name was. Anyhow, she was like, "I'm going to kick your butt, Tracy. I told you I was going to beat you up when you got off the yellow bus." And then the Macintosh girls, and I can't think of her sister. It was three of them. It was Ann and her two sisters. And they jumped up and they said, before you put your hands on Tracy, you're gonna have to fight us first." And the girl was like, "What?" She was like, "Yeah." She said, "Anybody that decide they want to beat up on Tracy's butt here, on Lawton, we stick together. So you're gonna have to come through us first." And then they went up in the girl's face and said, "Now what you gonna do?" And the girl was like, "I ain't asked for this." I didn't ask for all this smoke. But that's how it usually happened for me. I usually had people that like to, that liked me enough to take up for me. And so I only got into like one fight ever, in school. And that was because this young man in middle school decided he wanted to, not just talk about me, but pull on my hair. And I don't know what happened that day. That I guess that particular day, I was like, I'm not taking any more of anybody's shit, for real. And we were walking in the hallway between classes, and he pulled my hair, and I turned around and socked him in the jaw, and then it was on. Yeah, that was a trip. But anyhow, how are you doing? I hope that you are having a fantastic Wednesday. Listen, there's two things I want to talk to you about. Hi, Mr. Hero. There's two things I want to talk to you guys about. I want to talk to you about the first thing is I'm getting ready to put together a dreadlock love video. So if you have any questions related to dreadlock care, maintenance, and love, please hit me up in the comments section or on the community page and let me know what your questions are so that I can address them in an upcoming video. I'll be working on that this week. Another thing that I want to talk to you guys about are memberships. If you would like to join Simply Nell's Tiny Studio channel and become a member, which is wonderful, please I will provide the link in the description box. And the link has been provided often on other videos, but I will do it again. I will make sure that link is in the description box because getting a membership to or subscriptionship to the channel, that's a wonderful thing because you'll not only be helping the channel become a sustainable part of YouTube, but you will also be helping me make sure that I am able to continue to come on YouTube and bring to you informative content and entertain you in the way that I do best here on Simply Nell's Tiny Studio channel. So, like I said, think about it. Think about becoming a member or subscribing to the channel. What are some of the things that you will receive by becoming a subscriber of Simply Nell's Tiny Studio? Well, I should say not just subscribing, but becoming a member. Well, what will happen is that a lot of things that go on behind the scenes here in the Tiny Studio, it could be anything from some situations I'm going through right now with my husband as he continues his journey through cancer. A lot of things that's been going on in my life that I would like to, that I can't necessarily speak publicly on, when you become a member of Simply Nell's Tiny Studio, you will become privy to a lot of those things. I'm really going through some changes here in the Tiny Studio, and as a a content creator. So a lot of my thought processes and scheduling and just, the things that I really only discuss with my inner circle, you will be privy to by becoming a member of the Tiny Studio channel. So please think about it. I believe that it's only $2.99 to become a sustainable member of Simply Nell's Tiny Studio. So please consider that. So I am still on my journey of um, rehauling and redecorating my bathroom. So, as you know, well, maybe you don't know, but it's Prime Day. Yeah, I think today is the last day for the Prime, Amazon Prime deals. But before the Prime days, and as a matter of fact, I have some things in my cart that I am going to be purchasing today. But my sister-in-law and I were talking about this on Facebook, how, when Prime Day comes, everyone is all excited. I'm excited. I'm usually, putting things into my cart the day before Prime with the expectation that hopefully some of those things that's in my cart, I'll be getting a really great Prime Day deal. And unfortunately, that's not how the story has been going so far. I haven't seen any deals on Prime, I mean, and I was all excited, Megan Thee Stallion was on the commercial and she was getting us all pumped up with the "It's Prime Day." I'm like, yeah, it's Prime Day, girl. But for the past 2 days, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. On my Facebook memories or remember this or whatever it is that Facebook does. For my Facebook memories. On Prime Day, I I saw a Vitamix 3500 on Prime Day, and it was on sale on Prime Day, and I got it at a really, really great price. If you are into Vitamixes, you know that Vitamixes can set your butt back a lot of ducats, right? A lot of coins. But on Prime Day in 2019, I've got a really great deal on a Vitamix blender, 3500, and I was so glad. And not only did I get a deal on the mixer, the blender itself, but I also got a great Prime deal on the little containers that go with it. So I was like so excited about that. And I mean, to be honest with you, that was the last great Prime deal that I can recall. Actually, Prime Day. I mean, that was the last Prime that I really truly enjoyed and that I was like, yay. So, am I open to paid life coach sessions via Zoom? Oh, that's really interesting. That's really nice. I have unbeknownst to you, I do have a life coach already. I do. And she is a really, really great life coach for me. And but yeah, but anyhow, yes, I already have a life coach, but thank you for asking. But anyhow, this Prime, it's kind of like fizzling for me. It isn't really, as gratifying as it used to be in the past. So, yeah, exactly, Blessed Divinely. That's right. They're not hitting on anything. So before Prime Day, I am still revamping my bathroom. And so I purchased some containers to go inside of the shelving units that I put up in the bathroom and the primary bathroom. And this is what they look like. And they turned out to be really, really nice. And I just broke one. bought these containers to go into the shelving unit of my primary bathroom. And they come in 3 different sizes. And I think there were like 25 of them. Like here's the other size. And then I'm looking at, if I'm going to be able to reach it. Okay. And then it was like a set of 25. So here is the other container. So they came in this size, and the small size. And they turned out to be really, really, really nice. Now, see, those are one of those times. This situation with these plastic containers, storage containers, I was reading the reviews, and I like to read the negative reviews first and then read the positive reviews. And so the negative reviews said that some of the containers weren't the right size. They were abnormally shaped. What was the one thing? They came broken. You couldn't put too much into, you couldn't store a lot in the containers. So, I like to read the negative reviews first, because I just feel like, just tell me the truth of the matter. Let me know what I need to know so I can be able to make a good informed decision. And then I go ahead and I read all the positive things about the item that I'm looking at to purchase. However, I thought that maybe I would have to send these back, but it turns out that they really are working great inside my shelving unit, because my shelving unit has it has 3 shelves. And so I wanted to get the most out of it. Instead of having everything just packed and piled inside of the cabinet, I wanted everything to be organized. And so this turned out to be these turned out to be really great things, containers for my bathroom. I'm guessing that you can use these in the kitchen to put your, eating utensils in, like your knives, forks, spoons, I should say your soup spoons, tablespoons, teaspoons. These are really, really great containers to put all of your eating utensils in. And I thought this was a really great idea. This can be a really great idea for the kitchen as well. You can put spices in these storage containers as well. I gave my husband, I told you guys, my husband, he takes up stuff. He has storage. He has clothes galore. He has cologne galore. He is a person where he wears contacts. So he has contact solution, Visine everywhere. He has all of the things. And so, and then he keeps little trinkets. And so these storage containers, I just let him have the medicine cabinet. I did. I let him have the medicine cabinet, because I was like, you're dwarfing all of my stuff. And it's not that I'm not a person who, I like things too, right? But I keep all of my things in one place. He keep his things everywhere, and then sometimes it dwarf my things. And so I said, well, you might as well go ahead and just take over the medicine cabinet. And what I did was I used these little containers to put his Visine drops in, to put in his contact solution, to put in the little pills that he takes for his digestive system, due to chemotherapy and things like that. He has certain medications that he has to take. And these little cube containers are really great storage units for him. So up in the medicine cabinet now, I have like each shelving unit has one of these, or it has this one. And so, you know, just little things like little things of Tums, you know, Tums, what else he has up there? Those little oils that he used to clean his clippers, and um, all the little compartments that goes to the big shavers. All of those things, I put them in these containers, and he really loves it. He was like, hey, I like this idea. I could just pull this from the medicine cabinet, get what I have to get, put it back, and put the whole container back inside. And so that's what I'm looking for. You know, I think I was talking to you guys about minimalism. That's exactly what I'm trying to do. I want everything to be organized, and I want it to be neat. You know, I want it to be organized. I want it to be neat, but I want it to be in a minimalistic type of way. And so I'm slowly getting there. I'm slowly getting there. So these were the containers, and I still have a lot of them. So I have another shelving unit that I'm putting up into the primary bathroom. So I'm probably going to use a few more of these containers. And then I'm going to give the rest to the kids in there for their bathroom. And maybe they could find some other use for it in their under their shelving units, or you know, whatever they want to do with it is fine with me. I paid, I believe this came in, I think this was like a pack of 17. What'd I say? No, it was 25. It's a pack of 25, and I paid $18 for it. So that was $18 well spent. $18 well spent. Now I'm going to show you something else that I did that I was not really happy with when it came. Now I purchased some containers also for my bathroom to put cotton swabs in, and to put in those little sponge things that I use to put my makeup on, and to put Q-tips in, right? So because I did not, and I repeat, because I did not do some measuring, which is really, really a vital thing to do when you are redecorating and doing things of this nature. You need to have a measuring tape, right? All right. Well, because I did not do what I was supposed to do, I ordered some containers for the cotton swabs, for the makeup applicators, and for Q-tips, right? All right, so I'm going to let you see it right now. These were the containers that I purchased. Now, I was under the impression that, and here's the second one, I was under the impression that they would be just a little bit larger than this. I was under the impression that 2 were going to be larger than the other 2, because it came in a set of 4. When I received the box was the box was like this big. And when I opened it up, I saw these 4 little containers. I immediately got mad. I was really, really upset, because that's not how I envisioned these containers sitting on my, sitting inside my shelving unit. So I have a shelving unit in the bathroom, and several of the unit, well, it has doors, glass doors to it. Actually, they're frosted glass doors. So you have that, and then you have the shelves that are open without doors, without covering. And so I was going to place this beautiful 4-piece set on the shelving unit part that you could see, right? So that it could not only be something that was, purposeful, which means I could use it, but it would just look cute, sitting there, right? Man, these little bitty things. I was just so not happy, but it was really my bad. It was really my bad, because I really should have measured them. And but I'm going to use them anyway. They came in a set of 4. The other 2 are in the primary bathroom right now. They came in a set of 4, and so I'm still going to use them. And so I have some cotton swabs right here that I purchased from Wally World. If you don't know what Wally World is Walmart. So I'm going to put some cotton swabs in the container here. And in my quest to become minimalistic, I usually keep, cotton swabs in my manicure and pedicure kit. But I thought it would just be cute to just keep some of them out in the open on that shelving unit. So let me place them in here. And there we go. Yep. I'm sure that on your screen it looks big, but it really isn't big at all. It's really small. But they're cute though. I didn't return them because they are really cute. And as I told you, my bathroom is purple and gray. So that's pretty they're cute. So what I decided to do though, since I still want a large purple container for that bathroom shelf, what I was thinking about doing, and I've been looking at it, is I've been thinking about buying some depression glass. I saw a particular candy dish and on eBay, and it was like this deep, beautiful purple. And so I'm thinking about pulling the trigger and purchasing it. It costs, I think the seller wanted $30, but she had like a best offer type of thing. So of course, you know me, I'm going to be haggling with the seller on that. I'm probably going to offer maybe, and it was free shipping, so I'm probably going to offer $25 for it. But it's a really nice depression glass. I believe that who made that glass? I want to say Jeanette, the Jeanette Glass Company made that particular piece. And I'm really thinking about getting that because I really believe in sustainability, and I love antiquing, and I collect depression glass, and I'm always looking for ways where I can utilize depression glass in a number of different items, number of different ways. Like I said before, multi-purpose. So I think that glass, that candy jar will look great in my primary bathroom. And I also saw a really nice red candy dish. It's like on a pedestal. It's depression glass as well. It's probably made in the 1930s by the same company, the Jeanette Glass Company and Glassware Company. And so I'm really thinking about investing in that and putting that in my kitchen. My kitchen is red, beige, and brown. Well, it's basically brown because the new flooring that we have is brown, but my accent color is red. And I'm really thinking about buying that candy dish or the cookie dish and putting that in the kitchen as well. Giving, antique items, vintage items, a new life. And then, showing my kids that you don't have to, run out to Target all the time, or you don't have to run off to some big box department store and buy certain items for your home, that you can go antiquing and find items that are in excellent condition, that have had previous lives. You can use those items and give them a new life, new representation in your home. And then that's a really great way of being a sustainable consumer. You know what I'm saying? So anyhow, I'm going to put these makeup applicators. They're called cosmetic rounds. That's what they're called. I'm going to place these inside of the other container. Do that right now. I bought these from Wally World as well, or also known as Walmart. You know, my kids got me calling Walmart Wally World. Let me move the camera over back a little bit. Yes, my children, and I used to be like, what is a Wally World? What do you mean by Wally World? And it's like, oh, Walmart. I was also thinking about getting those foundation applicators that look like little round. They're like I want to say they're circular. No, they're like octagon shaped, and you see a lot of um, makeup or beauty influencers here on YouTube, and you see a lot of makeup artists use those type of puffer things that you put on your face to dab your foundation in, or your concealer and stuff like that. So I guess I'm still kind of old schoolish, back, 80ish. So I'm still using these. And it doesn't look bad. They're just so small. I wasn't banking on them being this small though. I was banking on the one container to be large enough so I can put my whole bag of cotton swabs in. But this is fine. So I've taken care of that. I'm so glad. So now I can go ahead and put those in the bathroom. And I'll just probably put them up on put them inside the shelving, the glass shelving. I'll put them there. And when I find something else, I'll invest in getting larger containers, I'm getting to the point where I'm beginning to understand that when I go through redecorating the primary bedroom with the ensuite, this is becoming a really large task, and it's taking me some time to get it together and to get it done, because I feel like I'm behind, because as I said, I usually do this once a year, but I haven't really revamped the primary suite and the primary bedroom and the ensuite. I haven't done that in, I want to say, maybe about 2.5 years now. And I want to say my tastes have changed a little bit. I've been looking at colors and thinking about colors in a different way. My relationship with color has changed. And so I used to be just, a basic monotone type of person, but and then incorporate a little feng shui in the way that I decorate and design. But lately my relationship with color has changed. I think I'm evolving a little bit, expanding as an artist with my crochet. I'm doing different things and just, stepping outside of myself and stop. I'm shedding some of that safety stuff that I usually do. I usually play it safe, but now I'm taking risks with colors. That's why my bathroom is purple. I mean, not that, I'm sure a lot of people have purple bathrooms. My kids' bathroom was lavender and gray. Maybe about 7 or 8 years ago. I decorated their bathroom lavender and gray, and it was just a nice light purple, and that was, it was cute. But the purple that's in my bathroom right now is like this deep, beautiful royal purple, and I have never had that type of color represented in my personal quarters, in my bedroom, or in my personal bathroom before. And so this is something new for me to really play with colors. And I've been, as far as my wardrobe is concerned, I've been playing with colors again in that way. I have purples. I bought an orange. Yeah, I bought two summer outfits. One is orange, and the other is like, it's this beautiful golden yellow. I really don't play with colors like that. And I guess it has to do with the fact that, um, as a courageous woman, as a woman who, who's carrying weight, I'm in the process of losing weight, but as a person who carries weight, what I do, what I've been doing for a long time is I've been hiding behind certain colors. So I've been hiding behind a lot of dark colors like black, brown, maybe like heather. I've been hiding myself behind dark colors because, when you carry weight, it's embarrassing. You become ashamed. Um, you want to hide, and so colors do have the ability to hide you. So when you are a person who has weight on you, what are the things that people tell you to do? Stay away from bright colors, stay away from stripes and dots, stay away from this and that, because what they want you to do is because people feel that if a person who has weight on them wears stripes and it makes them look bigger. But here's the thing, but you're already big. Why not just wear some stripes if that's what you want? Why not wear patterns if that's what you want? Why not wear colors if that is what you desire? Who cares? And so I am slowly evolving in that manner. I'm starting to wear colors and be happy to wear colors and to be engulfed with the colors of nature, because you only get this life to live in this physical body that you're in. So why not enjoy it? Yes, you may be overweight, you may be carrying a substantial amount of weight, but if you like that polka dot outfit and you like it, why not buy it and wear it? Enjoy yourself. Who cares? As long as you are happy, right? And so I've been playing around with a lot of colors. I've been expanding my color wheel, expanding my palette, because I just feel like I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm tired of hiding myself. I'm tired of hiding, which leads me into a discussion that a young lady I was watching last night on YouTube, and she's lost, maybe it looks like she's lost about 170 pounds, and she looks really great. I think she's from somewhere in West, she's from somewhere in West Africa, and her family moved or migrated to the UK, because she has a UK accent along with that African twang to it. So she was talking about how when she was a big girl here on, she has her own YouTube channel. And when she first got started here as a big girl, you get the comments where people's like, oh, you're really fat. You really need to lose some weight. You have an issue with food. You need to do something about your weight. But she kept persevering and continued on her journey here on YouTube. And then she decided, to do some research about weight loss, and so she found a plan that fit her perfectly, and now she's lost about 100 and something pounds, and she looks really great. And she was saying in her video that the way people are treating her now that she's lost weight is upsetting to her. And so I sat back, and at first I was like, well, I'm going to continue with my Mad Men marathon, but but I said, you know what? I'm going to sit here and I'm going to listen to what she's talking about. And she said that people are treating her now like they see her. She said that when she was a big girl, she would get the comments here on YouTube talking about, you need to lose weight, you too fat, you need to do this, you need to do that. And she would ignore it, but of course, you can see those comments, and it does something to your self-esteem. So when she got ready to lose the weight and begin to actively, pursue her weight loss journey, and started shedding the pounds, she said that the conversation began to change. She said people began to treat her differently. She said she was first invisible to some people, but then she became visible to them because she had lost the weight. People that she was attracted to became attracted to her. And she said at first she didn't know how to process that. And she said as she continued to lose the weight and became more visible to other people, she realized that those people weren't the people that she wanted in her life. The people that she wanted in her life were the people that loved her and saw her when she was overweight, who were in her corner as she began her journey, and who are still in her corner today. And so it really made me think a lot about my own journey. You know, I didn't grow up being a big girl. You know, I was just an average size girl. And then when I got to be about maybe in my mid to late 20s, I started piling on the weight for various reasons. I didn't learn that I had a situation going on until maybe about 7 years ago when my cardiologist told me the real reason why I was gaining weight, coupled with the other factors, which was I was on a lot of steroids for lung disease, chronic lung disease, which was, you know, asthma. And then I was on a lot of birth control at one point, you know, and birth control pills will help you pile on the weight. And, you know, so as a woman who I'm coming into this, you know, from a regular, you know, an acceptable size. And then as I get into my adulthood and I begin to have children and doing all those things, I begin to pile on the weight. My lifestyle changed. And so with that, my self-esteem plummeted because while when I went shopping, you know, my whole shopping pattern changed. Um, the way my relationship with fashion was, I had to curtail it because I couldn't just walk into a store and buy something off the rack. And I couldn't just go to the thrift store and go, you know, thrifting like I usually did and just pick up something that was my size and be done with it, you know, and accessorize and all those great things. I had to start thinking about my life as a woman, a plus size woman, you know, and all these years that I've been a plus size woman, I've always stuck to the same colors, you know, which is black, brown, some type of dark burgundy, maybe a red here and there. And they were all obvious markers of the depression that I felt being a plus size woman. And yes, at times as a plus size woman, I felt invisible. I felt discriminated against. I felt that people were making fun of me. I felt unsexy or not sexy at all to my husband. I felt unattractive. What else? Those are the main things that I felt as a woman, being a plus size woman. And it has taken me a long time to regain the sexy back, to regain the confidence that I had in myself, to want to really get into being the person that I was, being a fashionista that you know, I used to be before I gained a lot of weight. And this journey of losing weight, because if you look at some of my videos from 2 years ago, you will obviously see that there have been changes in me. But it's just that I feel that what the young lady was saying, it was, there's a lot of merit to that, you know, the way society treats plus size people. You know, we as a society, we treat plus size people. Sometimes we see them, many times we don't. You know, we see them and then again we don't want to see them. And I don't know why that is, because we as society contribute to a lot of the obesity crisis here in America. I mean, for a while, remember that supersize thing? You get the supersize situation. I mean, Who was that for? You know, when you go to dinner, everybody wants to have a substantial plate. When you go out to a restaurant, nobody wants an itty bitty plate. Everybody wants more a bang for their buck when it comes to going out to eat. That's why buffets, before the pandemic, that's why buffets were very, very popular, because everybody wants to eat a lot of food, be exposed to large quantities of food for a small price. And that has contributed to the obesity crisis that we see in this country. Things like sodas, pops, you know, all of that you see at the store, at your local grocery store, the food deserts in urban areas, where the only thing that's carried in those in the stores that are present within the urban desert are foods that are not really considered foods when you really think about it. Potato chips is not considered food, especially now that most of those things are GMO processed, right? You know, you think about the things at what we used to call your local party store, your local liquor store. You know, we shouldn't be eating on those things. Those are once in a while type of things. But if you live in a food desert, that is your lunch. That is your breakfast. You know, that beef jerky there, you know, that may be your dinner. That Lunchable may be your child's lunch or your child's dinner. And when you look at a Lunchable, oh my God, have you ever looked at the ingredients on a Lunchable? I stopped buying my children Lunchables. As a matter of fact, I stopped buying my oldest daughter. I used to buy Lunchables for her. But when I started reading labels, and that happened to be maybe back in the mid 90s, I stopped buying Lunchables. I stopped buying TV dinners, Kid Cuisine. Who remembers Kid Cuisine TV dinners? If you read the ingredients, you will find that that's not food. And it's just those type of things that we see in the grocery stores that leaves some of us who have a low or metabolism that has slowed down. That's what leads to obesity. You know, and then we have a funky attitude, or we turn our nose up to people that we see who are plus size or who are overweight, or excuse me, who are obese. You know, what kind of sense does that make when we've contributed to the situation in the first place, or that we have indirectly supported a system that contributes to the obesity crisis here in America? And you know, and abroad too, because you can go, there's a lot of places that you can go around the world where you would not have thought that at one time these people were healthy, and then now they're, you know, piling on the pounds as well. Obesity has become a worldwide crisis, you know, that we need to do something about. But anyhow, I'm not a nutritionist. So what I was talking about is about being seen and being, you know, dealing with weight, dealing with gaining weight, living with being obese, and then shedding the pounds to get rid of the obesity, and then dropping back into the status that I was before I became obese. And so I could really relate to a certain point to what the young lady was saying. I believe she had been obese her entire life. So the shock of having people speak to you and treat you like a normal human being has got to be a lot. You know, it has got to be a lot of weight upon her, and it can really mess with your head. It can really mess with your psyche, you know. And I guess that's the reason why I could empathize with her. I could empathize with her a great deal, you know, and my heart went out to her because, you know, she had gone from being invisible most of her life because of being obese. And now that she's lost over 100 some pounds, now people are talking to her, treating her with respect, when we should always treat one another with respect. You know what I'm saying? So my own journey with weight loss is coming along pretty well. I'm excited about it. I bumped into one of my sister friends, and she was like, "You look good. You look good, Nell. You look good." I'm like, "Thank you." I'm like, "Thank you. I'm working hard on it. I'm working hard to get this together." Um I'm not really feeling 1000% today. I've been dealing with my arthritis in my feet, and I'm getting ready to drink some turmeric tea because turmeric helps to alleviate the inflammation. And so I'm going to drink some of that, and I'm probably going to do some homework, do some reading. I think I told you the other day that I had purchased some more books from some more therapy books, and so I'm going to start reading those and really um, relax and let the turmeric work on my feet and get the inflammation down. My feet usually flare up like this because of arthritis. Actually, I had two incidents that occurred to me in my 20s that has led to my arthritis. My arthritic situation. I'm doing fine, Mr. Dominant Man, and thank you, Boy. Thank you. You have a great day as well. I broke my foot, which is one thing that's led to my arthritis. The orthopedic surgeon had already told me that as I get older, I would eventually have arthritis in both feet, and so he was right. So what happened is I sprained my left foot back in my late teens. I sprained that ankle, that foot. And so it took a while for it to heal, and then it was okay. And then I ended up breaking the right foot. Yes. I think I told this story, and I'm not going to tell the story anymore. Anyhow, I broke it. I broke it. It was really bad. I broke the ankle, I broke the foot, and I broke 4 of my toes. And so let me tell you, we're in the rainy season. And so I can truly, truly feel the moisture in the air when it's getting ready to rain, because I can, my foot aches. Basically, primarily my right foot aches really, really bad. So for the past 3 days, we're in a rainy season right now here in Florida, and my foot has been fine, but for some reason, the last couple of days, it hasn't. It's been really bothering me. And so I got some Nikes. I got these Nike running shoes, and I really love them because they really have a great arch support, and they really hug my feet and give my feet that support that I need when I am dealing with the arthritis. But it's a real downer because when I'm going through this, I have to stay off my feet. I have to stay off my feet, because if I put any additional pressure upon my feet, then the recovery time is longer. And so I think today is Wednesday. My foot was started to act up on Monday, so I have really been down for 3 days. So I'm hoping that tomorrow I will be back to do my normal activities and doing what I have to, doing the things that I like to do, and getting back to my normal chauffeuring activities, because I chauffeur the tiny student around, the tiny studio assistant student. And so no, my husband was saying to me, Harold, that we're going to work on the PO box this weekend. So that's the only information that I have so far. So but anyhow, I wanted to show you that I haven't measured the spring equinox blanket yet, but I have been working on the granny square panel. So I know I wanted to share that with you today. So I keep all of the granny squares in this container. it may be familiar to you because these containers you keep sheets, you know, it's when you buy a whole sheet set. And so I like to keep things, and I like to instead I'm all about the sustainability. Basically, I practice what I preach. So this was a container that some sheets came in, but I decided to use it as a granny square holder. And I keep all my granny squares inside of here. So for that spring equinox panel, I've made some granny squares for it. I'm still in the process of crocheting them. Okay, so I think so far I have 19 of them. I have 10 of each, I think. And this is how they look. They're about three round granny squares. Okay. Here are the yellows. Okay. Pink. Purple. And then I have 10 of these with the pink in the middle, and then the purple rounds, 2 rounds of purple. So I told my daughter yesterday that I think that I'm going to need about 40 of the squares to make the full panel, to make a 2-panel granny square to put upon or put in the spring equinox blanket. And I did not write a pattern, and I was kind of bummed about the fact I started out writing a pattern for the spring equinox blanket. However, it takes a little longer to write a pattern and then to crochet. And you know, like my daughter was saying, sometimes, you know, if it takes time, and being that I'm just creating on the fly, I want to put this together first, and then maybe later on get back to creating a pattern. And that's what I really want to, you know, evolve into or expand my business into, is writing crochet patterns. However, for the month of July, the idea is to make the granny squares for the 2-row panel, and then August 1st, put the panel on, attach the panel to the blanket. So it would be something like this. So here is the spring equinox blanket. This is what it looks like so far. So we have April, May, June. April, May, June. This is April, May, June. And then there's going to be a panel of granny squares, 2 rows that I will be attaching to the last row of that you see here. So it'll look something like this. I don't know if you can see that. Or better yet, since that's purple, maybe we'll do green. Or maybe pink or something. But I'm still creating in my mind um, the panel itself. And then I remembered I have some granny squares that I put together back in May. There's a larger granny squares. So I wonder what it would look like if I had one panel which would be featuring these granny squares, the regular size granny squares, and then the second panel feature the mini granny squares or the 3 round granny squares, and then attach both panels together and then put it onto the spring equinox blanket. I don't know, I have to really think about it, but I love being creative, and as I said before, I'm really getting into evolving and using colors. You know, just really thank you. I'm really getting involved in, thank you, Miss Laura. I'm really getting into expanding my color palette and not being afraid to use color, because that is what nature is all about. It's all about color and not being afraid. And that's one of the, you know, as I'm going on this, and I'm getting ready to get off the line. It's like an hour and 3 minutes since I started this live. One of the things that I've been learning about this myself on this weight loss journey is that I really want to expand my horizons. I want to call myself a chrysalis. No, I am a caterpillar. I am a caterpillar slowly coming out of my cocoon, you know? And when I come out of the cocoon fully, I'm going to be arrayed in all of these beautiful colors. And it's already happening for me because I'm already doing those things. I'm already surrounding myself with color. I'm already surrounding myself with beauty. Do you know what I'm saying? And so I'm breaking out of this big girl mentality that I've had all of these years, where I have to wear black. I need to hide myself, you know? I need to I'm getting out of that because it's not productive, and that's really not who I am. Even though I have talked myself into being that person, that's not who I am anyway. You know, so it's a lot. I'm gonna tell you, it's a lot to be me. It's a lot to be me, to be Sagittarius Nell. It's a lot. It's not easy because as I'm going through the process of shedding the weight, you know, I'm shedding a whole lot of other stuff. You know, I'm shedding expectations. I'm shedding other people's opinions. I'm shedding what people's thoughts and concepts about being a woman is really about. I'm getting rid of those things. You know, when I got rid of my religiosity, I got rid of a boatload of stuff over there. You know, I got rid of, you know, being told what type of a woman I'm supposed to be, what type of wife I'm supposed to be. You know, I got rid of all of those things, you know, and I realized that I can only be Nell. If I want to be happy, I have to be myself. And you're granted with a choice. The choice is you either accept me for who I am or you don't fuck with me. And that's okay, you know? And I'm becoming her. I'm becoming the woman that I always saw myself to be. But when you allow something to put to dim your light and to keep you from being happy, when you allow that to happen. And my best friend, her dad was saying that it really come down to choices. And at first I fought against that. I'm like, no, 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 no. It's the religion. It's the religion. No, it's really about the choices that we all make, because choices come with repercussions or consequences. And it's really all about you saying, well, I can't accept the consequences that comes with my choices. I can accept the blowback that'll come from me making this choice. And a lot of choices that I made, I could not accept the consequences that came along with it. So I just dumbed myself down. I stuffed myself into a shoebox and put the lid on it and kept on with my life. And in the process, I was unhappy. I made the people around me unhappy. I wasn't the best mother I could be because I was unhappy, you know? And then when you're surrounded with the mentality that, well, it's okay to be unhappy because in the new world you'll be able to be happy, you'll be able to do this and live out your best dreams. When you have something like that on top of you, what it does is it cosigns and it kind of puts a stamp of approval on the mendacity that you have developed on yourself, so it's like you have a pile of feces, and then somebody decides that will make what would take the smell away. Instead of removing the feces, they put an air freshener on top of it. Does that make any sense? Just get rid of the feces. It's like you have a diaper pail. How many people have diaper pails anymore? I used to have a diaper pail. I had a diaper pail for all my children. Anyhow, if you know what a diaper pail is, just say, I know what a diaper pail is. But it's like having a diaper pail, and it's full of dirty diapers, and there's usually a smell that comes along with it. And you decide, instead of taking the diaper pail to the laundry room and cleaning it out and doing the laundry, you decide that you're going to put a Febreze air freshener on top of the diaper pail. That's not going to do anything. That's not going to help you at all. It's not going to work. You got to get rid of the diaper pail. And that's how I feel about a lot of things in my life. I had to get rid of the diaper pail so that I could be able to really grow and expand and evolve and do the things that I want to do in my life, to let my dreams, to fulfill my dreams and make my dreams come true. And I think a lot of women, especially Black women, I think that a lot of us we are told that this is what we need to do to have a good life. We're told that as Black women, we're basically taught the things that we need to do. We're taught that if you do these things right here, you'll be able to have a husband, you'll have a home, you'll have kids, and this and that and the other will be your life. And I learned early on that a lot of people had a husband. I mean, getting a husband is really not the hard part. I'm speaking for myself, but for the people that I've seen in my life, getting a husband was never the problem. The problem was afterwards. Staying married was the problem. And usually because so many of the women that I knew who were young ladies at the time in their late teens, early 20s, they didn't really know themselves. They didn't know who they were. And so in the process of the marriage, they come into their own and realize, I don't like you. I don't like you, husband. You suck. As a matter of fact, I don't like myself. I need to do something because this is bad. you know so those that's something that I learned. Not that when I married my husband, I wasn't really a practicing Jehovah's Witness. I had kind of left. So my husband and we were basically on the same level. He when he had gone to college, in Arizona State, he had done his thing, and so I was in the process of being a student, a college student as well. So we were basically on the same page. I think that a lot of things happened to us that made us turn back to the religion of our origin. And I don't know, for him, that was the best thing for him to do. But for our marriage, it really wasn't a good thing for me to do because that's not who I was. And my mother used to say that all the time. Nell is not a Jehovah's Witness. This is not her walk. And most of my friends were Jehovah's Witnesses. Most of my friends, my family, everybody was a Jehovah's Witness. When I left the when I left the religion and I met my husband, wouldn't you know it, he grew up as a Jehovah's Witness too. So it was like, you get into something and you take on this responsibility and you start following the tenets of being thank you, Lord. You follow the tenets of being, in a religion, and you think that this is what's going to make you happy until you figure out and you realize that only you can make yourself happy. Or you find yourself in a situation where you think, well, if I'm married and if I have some children, that's going to help our marriage and help our relationship, and then we'll be happy. That's not what children are for. Children are not supposed to be the glue to keep your relationship together. Children are not supposed to be, they're not supposed to be there. They're not created to make you happy. That's not what children are supposed to do. So if you're using children and you're using, I think that if I get pregnant, I'll be able to keep this man, or I'll be able to keep this lady, and we'll be happy and we'll live happily ever after. That's a bad idea. That's not where you should be at, because that's not what children are for. And if you're not already happy, then you need to figure out, how can I become happy? How can I become happier? What makes me happy? And sometimes, I'm not going to say sometimes, 10 times out of 10, it's not going to be your spouse that's going to make you happy. It's not going to be your children that's going to make you happy. It's not going to be your career that's going to make you happy. What's going to make you happy comes from within. It comes from within. What is it that you need to nurture within yourself to bring about peace? And that's what I really think that when we get wrapped up in the happiness of the situation, but what we're really looking for is, we're looking for peace, we're looking for love, and we're looking for acceptance. And when you have peace, you have love, you have acceptance, and then you feel that with compassion, you feel that with people who are who are empathetic, you feel it with people who listen to you, who care about you, who are interested in you, then that results in a sort of happiness, a sort of peace, and a sort of a sense of fulfillment that brings about this calm in your life that no one else can bring to you but you. And that is a life lesson that I had to learn for myself. I had to come to the realization that it wasn't about my children. It wasn't about my marriage. It wasn't about my parents. It wasn't about my grandfather or my grandparents. It wasn't about anybody. It was really about Nell. What does Nell want to do? So when you see Nell come into the tiny studio, this is my own little world that I created. This is what brings me peace. This is what brings me serenity. This is what brings me calmness. I'm able to fulfill a lot of aspects of myself when I step into my tiny studio. A lot of things that I love, I am surrounded with here in my tiny studio. That's what brings me happiness. It has nothing to do with my husband. It has nothing to do with my children. Nobody. He has everything to do with me. And so when I sit back and I watch the young lady talk about, how now that she's lost the weight, she felt, people are seeing her. She's visible instead of being invisible when she was obese. I can relate to that. My suggestion is to anyone who's going through any type of crisis or health crisis, whether or I don't even want to say health crisis. If you're obese and you have a walk that you're doing that you're trying to lose the weight, you're on a weight loss journey. You may be a person who is going through some type of substance abuse or addiction or disease, and you have that journey that you're on now. You could be in a situation where you are going through a divorce, or you're breaking up you're coming out of a breakup of a relationship, or whatever it is that you may be going through. Right now, it may seem as if it's a little tight for you. It may be dark for you, but the idea is for you to understand that your happiness has to come from within. Your joy has to come from within you. Because if you're looking for peace, if you're looking for comfort, if you're looking for the things that's going to help you to put that bottle down, to put the beer down, if you're looking for something that's going to help keep you from, I have drug addiction in my family. So if you're looking for someone or something to keep you from putting that smack in your arm, or you looking for something or someone to ease the hurt that you feel from the loss of a loved one, if you're looking outside of yourself, you're never going to find it. You're just never going to find it. Because what you're looking for is really within you. And that's why I have been really on this serious tangent of exploring who I am and really getting out of the way of my own self, and being who it is that I want to be, who it is that I am becoming at this big age of 50 plus. That's why the color wheel has come alive for me. That's why the color wheel is such a big thing for me. That's why just exploring Nell. That's why it's such a great thing for me. Now, I really feel like I'm really coming into my own. I really do. Okay, so I'm going to hop off of the line because it's getting late. It's a little bit after 5, I think. And the hubby will be coming in a little bit. He usually gets in around 6 something. So I need to figure out what we're going to eat for dinner. I need to get that turmeric tea going, right? Right. And I think I heard my son come in. So I want to chat it up with him and see how his day was, how it shaped up to be. So if you have, like I said before, if you have any questions or comments, please hit me up on the community page. Not only that, if you would like to become a sustainable member of Simply Nell's Tiny Studio channel, please go ahead and do so. I believe I want to say it's $1.99 a month. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to check and see, but I know it's not over $3. I really believe it's $1.99 a month. And what your sustainable gift does is it helps me to be able to keep things going here in the tiny studio. It helps me to keep the lights on. I have, cameras. I have I have this, I have lighting. I have all of those great things going on here in the tiny studio. And what your gift does is it helps me to keep those things going. And, I really appreciate you. I really appreciate the fact that you watch these live videos. I really, really do. And thank you so much for your support. And remember, there's a Dread Like Love video that I am planning to put together this week. So please, if you have any questions, I will be putting a community post up, and I would like for you to put your questions there in the comment section so I can answer them. All right then, how's my locks doing? They're doing pretty well. They're doing pretty well. I was thinking about washing my hair and braiding it up for next week, but I really don't need to wash them. They're fine. I still have some curls. It's still a little wavy from earlier this month. Well, from earlier last month. 'Cause I washed my hair when the end of May. I did. I washed my hair at the end of May because I don't want to wash my hair too much. I don't want to do that. So my locks are doing really well, but there's been some changes that I have been noting as of late, and I'm going to talk to you about it in an upcoming video. And those changes in my hair, my scalp, it really comes from the fact that I am in the throes of menopause. Yes, I am, child. And I was thinking that by now, my hair would have completely turned, really done its thing as far as with the white is concerned, but it's like it's at a standstill. To me, it's like everything is at a standstill. I think my grandmother told me that because of some of the vitamins and things I've been taking, some of the minerals, that it could have put a pause on my hair going completely white. So, I don't know how I feel about that. Because when I decided I wasn't going to, color my hair anymore, my locks anymore, I had, I was thinking that, by the time I get to, 50 blah blah, then my hair would be at least 75% white and 25% black. But it's like, no, it's not. It's like 50-50 still. So I don't know. I don't know. Are we ever really happy with our hair? Probably not. All right, so I'm going to hop off the line. Please do not forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you have not already subscribed. Thank you so much for hanging out with me in a tiny studio. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your love. This is your girl, Nell, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.